Downtowns have to be more than concrete and steel and glass, asphalt. A downtown that's vibrant has a sense of place where people really want to come and be there. You need to find a way to draw people to the street and create the activities and that sense of place that gives them a sense of identity with the whole community.
You know, geography drew the first settlers to this area. It was the first natural plateau for them to settle that wouldn't flood, and it was served by the Arkansas River. Transportation, of course, was the key to life back then. The city grew from the river. So the blocks immediately surrounding Little Rock was where the people first lived and worked. And in fact, the Hinderleiter House on our museum half block is the oldest structure in central Arkansas and perhaps the oldest structure left in the entire state. I like having history available in the downtown area. It just offers us a little perspective in what we're all about. Perhaps even more important is how we interacted, how we worked together. And we're trying to, create those same kinds of interactions and involvements today.
What makes the downtown vibrant is the critical mass, not only of people, but of things to do, places to go, places to eat and enjoy yourself. And it's concentrated here. And I think it's that confluence of so many activities, something for everyone, that makes it so exciting.
I think the first thing that you've got to have in order to build a neighborhood is people living there. And we're lucky in that Little Rock has kept its historic residential core, the Quapaw Quarter. It goes through ups and downs, but it remains 4,000 or 5,000 people strong. So we're really adding to that with more dense, in the heart of the city, residential core.
We're trying to expand the River Market District, and we've developed a lot of residential property just 2 blocks south of Clinton Avenue on 3rd Street. And there are now over 300 residential units in just a 2-block area. And what we've added to that in the last year is more services, more retail, more restaurants for people who work downtown, people who live downtown. There's a little bit of something for everybody, and it's really brought a fabric to the neighborhood to make it a real neighborhood.
When you talk about place, it goes beyond it just hardscape. We've spent a lot of time and effort over many, many years now, many people, looking at the river, first to see how we beautify its sides, and then seeing it not as a divider, but a connector. By the end of this year, we will have 4 pedestrian bicycle bridges, helping connect some 17 miles of trails and parks, 20 different parks along the way. And that's unique in this country. Why is that important? Because if you, number one, for our own citizens' use, no question about that, but if you look at what the generation of the next workforce, what they look for, on top of that is the ability to get outside, walk, ride their bicycle, and enjoy those kinds of things. And so when companies of the future are looking at where they want to locate, they look for those things. And so when we talk about the future in that place, incorporating that in is more than just a nice, feel-good deal. It is an economic benefit and draw to this community.
If a company is looking at coming to downtown Little Rock, the first thing I'm going to say to them is, you're going to like it here. And the reason is that we've got a great small-sized city with a lot of activity and action that makes it interesting both day and night. And then the other thing I'm going to tell them is that you've got a community of leaders, both public and private sector, that are ready to go to work for them.
The thing in my mind, that's the most important to make a vibrant downtown is people. The MacArthur Park Group is something that is near and dear to my heart. 4.5 years ago, there was a group of people, Paige Wilson, Stephen McAteer, and John Pagan, who got together and realized how close everything really was, and the value that MacArthur Park brought to the south anchor of downtown. So we set about finding other stakeholders and started meeting. And we were able to raise $105,000 for a master plan. And I'm very proud to say at this point that master plan is in the implementation phase. The next frontier is the frontier I think we're working on now, which is Main Street. Particularly in the first 5 blocks or 6 blocks, that's where we really have our challenges, because those empty buildings are large. They're not conducive to the retail of today, and so we have to be thinking outside the box. I would like to see us look at some different things, the arts, for example, on Main Street. It would be wonderful if we could have an arts district coming along Main Street. We're going to have a jazz cafe, Porter's Jazz Cafe, which will be a wonderful addition to Main Street. And we have to work really hard to make sure that they have some company on Main Street.
Until you really decide what that place is that you want to be, then it's going to be difficult to really stimulate further investment. And I think that's our challenge.
The truth is, it's bringing Main Street and the River Market District together so that they're seamless. And I really think that's the key. I don't think Main Street will come alive like we all want to see it until the River Market District begins to touch it. I think that's something that we can accomplish in the next 3 to 5 years.
I think history reminds us of those interactions among people. And it's very important that we not lose what they had. One of my favorite images is to have this museum right next to one of the downtown residential towers. And it is such a nice juxtaposition to live with, to see the way folks were living in 1840 and the way folks are living today in the same space.
I really think that we don't appreciate our downtown the way other people see it. And I kind of feel like it's like when you're watching your kids grow up, you don't notice the changes day to day. We have had a tremendous evolution in downtown over the years. Now, I would say that Little Rock is cosmopolitan.
Downtown is the heart of the city. It's where the history is and where all the culture comes together.
I believe that a great city has got to have a vibrant core. I don't think we're a great city yet, but I believe we can get there. And I'm absolutely certain that when we arrive, it will be because people all around us who live here and come and visit see our downtown area as very vibrant, a place that they want to be a part of.